classified military base located deep in the Nevada desert. I repeat, all personnel please report to Area 51.
Back to my channel, and just in case you're new here, my name's Daniel. This here is my minivan Rover, and we like to wander around exploring cities, nature, and everything in between. And today I have a special episode because in today's episode we're on a mission. What is that mission, you might ask? Well, we're going to be cooking up a Halloween feast, and we're gonna go alien hunting. And what better place than to do all this than the highly classified military base known as Area 51. For our first objective, we need to stock up on supplies and make sure we have everything we need to make a really great Halloween dinner. The second objective, we need to make sure that Rover is in tip-top shape because the road ahead is long, so I need to make sure fluids are in check and everything is tip-top shape because you never know what the road has in store for you, so it's just better to be prepared. For the third and final objective, well, yes, we're going to be getting close as legally possible to Area 51. I also need to find the campsite that's nearby Area 51, but not like directly at the gate of Area 51. Why, you ask? Well, it's gonna be for my own sanity and safety. Also for the sanity of the guards working there, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna be on high alert of a random ass minivan camping all night outside of their gates. So in order to prevent any kind of trouble, we're going to be camping out a few miles away from Area 51. Catch you guys after I'm finished shopping.
Let the bellows blow. Let the fire grow. My edges are worn, my steel.
And we're here. We made it to the back gate of Area 51. Holy crap, it feels weird being the only one here. There's barbed wire everywhere. Don't take any pictures, the sign says. It's a no drone area. That is absolutely crazy. Show badge for entry, that's freaking crazy. To think Area 51 is on the other side of this fence. I think I'm gonna walk around for a little bit, explore. Look, it's getting pretty dark and I haven't made it to my campsite yet, so I think it's time to go. Wish I could stay for longer, but like I said, for my sanity and their sanity, I'm not gonna be staying here tonight. Back to base camp with a little bit of daylight to spare. Still gotta cook the entire Halloween feast. But without further ado, let's get the feast rolling. First things first. So, with this stuff right here, we're going to make a pumpkin appetizer. I say pumpkin, but the only thing that's pumpkin about this is the shape, and that's about it. So what we're gonna need, we're going to need some cream cheese. I got 2 of these, not sure how much I'm going to need. Bacon bits, some cheddar, a bell pepper stem. This is personal preference, but I like my food spicy, so we're gonna use a jalapeno. For the seasonings, we're gonna use pepper and sea salt. And for the chips, we're gonna use these chips. Toasted sweet habanero Ritz. Now, non-food ingredients, we're gonna use this plastic wrap and this string. Step 1, we're gonna grab our cream cheese and put the whole packet inside of a container. And add as much bacon bits as you like. Next thing I gotta do is cut up the jalapeno. We're gonna add part of the jalapenos onto the cream cheese. That might be a good amount. We're gonna save this for later. Okay, next thing we gotta do is mix this up. Hey Daniel, at what point do you put in the seasoning? Shut up, I forgot. Okay, next thing we need to do is salt and pepper. We're gonna add the salt. If you haven't made this yet, add the salt and pepper before you mix it. Not that it'll make much of a difference, but you know, it'll make things easier. Okay, next step, we're gonna grab the plastic wrap and we're gonna dump the entire arsenal of cream cheese. Once we got the whole thing in here, we're gonna wrap it around, make a little ball. Now that we have our little pumpkin over there, we're gonna grab the cheddar. We're gonna dump it in the same container that we used. We're gonna grab our pumpkin here and we're gonna throw it back into the cheese mountain. We're gonna make sure everything is coated. Now that the whole thing's coated, we're gonna add some sharp cheddar or whatever cheddar you're using onto the plastic and wrap it again. We're gonna use the rope here to create the pumpkin shape. Wrap it around this way. Now that it has somewhat of a pumpkin shape, we're gonna put this in the freezer and come back to it later. Yeah, if it seems like I'm in a hurry, that's because I am. I'm running out of daylight over there. There's like maybe 30 minutes left before it's completely dark. So I gotta hustle. I gotta get this dinner ready. Okay, for the second dish, we're going to make a pumpkin float. Now, just a disclaimer, usually we're supposed to paint a little pumpkin face on the cup, you know, for Halloween, but I forgot a marker. I'm not gonna carve a goddamn hole in this cup because that's not gonna work. I'm gonna put liquid in this. So ingredients: cup, frostings, wait, no, sprinkles, icing, any orange drink of choice, and orange sherbet ice cream. Hold on, before you judge. I tried finding like a small tub, like a small hand-sized ice cream tub, right? I didn't find any. So I have to make do with the family size. Step 1, we're gonna open our icing packet. We're gonna dump some icing inside of the tray right here. Okay, now that we got our icing here, we're gonna use our cup and fill this entire thing with icing. Once that's done, you should have something like this. Motor oil in a cup. Which means we get to move on to our sprinkles. We're gonna grab our sprinkles after we open the package. Same thing, we're gonna dump some sprinkles into the container. After we do that, we're gonna flip it just like we did with the other side. No, my cup! No! No, it's getting messy. Guys, I'm doing my best, I promise. Now that we got our messy cup ready, oh my god, it looked easier on TikTok. What the hell? We're gonna move on to the jarritos. Perfect. We're gonna pour our jarrito into the cup. See, now that we have our jarrito ready, the next thing would be to add the orange ice cream with the sprinkles on top. However, I don't want the ice cream to fully melt as I add it into the drink. So I'm gonna get started on the next dish, which is the main dish, and it's something super simple. We're gonna be making quesadillas. Now for the next thing, quesadillas. Quesadillas is so goddamn simple to make. I promise you, you don't need me to teach you how to make quesadillas. Tortillas, we're gonna need some oil, any type of oil, mozzarella, and in the spirit of Halloween, I'm gonna be using these pumpkin shaped tortillas that I carved out myself. They're pretty nice. We got the cheese on the quesadillas. Bloop. 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 Excelente, excelente. We're going to unwrap our little marble here. Boom, we got our little pumpkin appetizer. Isn't that cute? Damn, that looks amazing. We got our beautiful pumpkin quesadillas ready. And now for the diabetic part. Into the cup it goes. Add another one for good measure. If you want to be extra, you could also add sprinkles on the top. And that, my friends, is how you make a Halloween feast for one. Look at this. We got the Halloween quesadillas. We got pumpkin pie. Pumpkin ice cream float. Made with jarritos, by the way. And we have the pumpkin appetizer. This is gonna be great.